Welcome back to machine learning course. In this lesson, let us learn about k-means clustering. A k-means clustering is a unsupervised learning algorithm. There is no label data for this clustering, unlike in supervised learning. K-means performs the division of objects into clusters that share similarity and dissimilar to the objects belonging to the other cluster. Here you can see this is the unlabeled data set, which is of same color, and we can, after applying the k-means clustering, it will be divided into three groups. It is clustered into three groups: the blue one, green one, and black one. This is a clustering type of algorithm. With the unlabeled data, we will feed this machine this input. We will input the data, raw input data without labels. Then system will automatic this algorithm will k-means algorithm will automatically generates these clusters by applying by some techniques in k-means clustering. These are the steps involved in uh, k-means clustering. First, select how many clusters. Let us say some k is equal to 3, some k. Here is a randomly select this distinct randomly select the three distinct points in the data. Let us say this points, this point, and this point. Measure the distance from the point to three initial clusters, the value of the nearest cluster. Let us say this point is nearest to this cluster, and this point is nearest to this cluster, and this point is nearest to this cluster. Likewise, assigning these values, which is by measuring the Euclidean distance, we can apply this to clusters and measure the distance and assign this to clusters. Nearest cluster. Assign the nearest cluster. Repeat the task for all the points. Repeat the task for all the points by measuring the distance of the points. Measure the mean of the clusters. Then we will measure the mean of the cluster. Each time we will do this task, and then we applying after the applying the algorithm begin. It is divided into three groups. Let's say green cluster, and this is blue cluster, and this is red cluster. Here is the objective function for a k-means clustering. K is the number of clusters, kn number of cases, and data points is the cases number of points. We can see here j is equal to 1, I is equal to n, number of clusters and number of cases. Here we can see the number of k. We have given k is equal to 3, and different points, different cases means each point is a different cases. Number of cases. Case 1 is the problem. Uh, uh, it is the problem. It is the problem for this thing. Inputting this, let us say k is equal to some number of clusters and data items. We will give here. It feed this kind of. It is an example for this. Set of clusters. Output it would set. It will give. Let us say we will give some. We will first we will input as a some data points, and we will give number of clusters, how many clusters we want to, some 3 or 4 or 5. Later we will calculate with this similarity matrix which cluster is best suits. Let us say some 3 clusters. Arbitrary k means it will calculate the tasks like first many how many clusters are there, and randomly select the distinct points and measure the distance points of the initial cluster to nearest. This will repeat the task, and this will assign these groups. It is clustered after the applying this cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3. What is k-means clustering with example? Use k-means clustering to generate the group so comparison and observations with similar characters. For example, if you have customer data, you want to create set of similarity customers and then target each group different marketing. K-means clustering is a proper machine learning algorithm. Another use of K-means clustering, some raw data will give some like if you give throw some shapes or some shape of anomalies, that will cluster automatically cluster the two groups, uh, categorize that, it will categorize something like some populations like data. How k-means works? How does k-means clustering algorithm works? K-means clustering tries to group similar kind of items, form clusters. It finds the similarity between the items, groups at them into clusters. This K-means clustering algorithm, K-means clustering is an unsupervised learning algorithm which groups the unlabeled data into different clusters. Here K means the number of predefined clusters that need to create in the process. If K is, there will be two clusters, and 3 there will be three clusters, and so on. What is K-means clustering? K-means versus KNN is a unsupervised uh, learning. KNN is a supervised learning algorithm mainly used for classification problem, where key means is an unsupervised learning algorithm. Game means is referred to the number of clusters, where KNN is the number of nearest neighbors. Don't get confused in these things. K means is a clustering type of is a KNN is a nearest neighbor type. Thank you all.